Sit back and enjoy this 2-hour montage of some of the dumbest cops getting completely owned and humbled by sharp, fearless individuals. Starting off with this auditor who took these cops to the cleaners.
And what law is that?
That's my facility.
I'm willing to go to jail to defend my rights.
What rights do you have?
Police officers are often criticized for breaking the very laws they swear to uphold. Today we will look at cases where corrupt cops realized they were being recorded and instantly went on a rampage. Stay tuned until the end because the last case will leave you stunned. On August 6, 2023, a First Amendment auditor was filming outside of the Durham Regional Police Station when 4 officers came over to him and immediately started to intimidate him.
Can I ask what we're doing here?
Just taking some pictures for you.
Of what though?
Everything I
Police
could see.
facility?
Everything I could see.
The property. And there's a lot of things that happen here that are police related that can't be on the news and such.
What law is it?
That's the general law. It's trespassing.
What law is it?
It's a general law.
So me filming in there is trespassing?
Yes.
What's your name, sir?
O'Connor.
And your name?
Higgins.
What's your name, sir?
Quigley.
Your name, sir?
Coopertowns.
You guys agree with what he just said? I'm not allowed to film whatever I could see from public?
In a private facility? No. In a police facility? No.
Whatever I can see from public, I can film, sir. Are you guys gonna back him up on that, or?
The auditor was filming a public building and had every right to be there, but Sergeant O'Connor, who clearly had no clue about the law, was set to make things incredibly tough for him.
Free to go? Am I being detained?
No.
I'm free to go, right?
Yes.
Then I'm free to stay as well, right?
Well, and we'll stay right here with you.
It's a good use of your time.
No, it's very good use of our time.
Oh,
Still private property in the
Still private
visitors
property.
parking.
it's visitors parking.
Still private property.
Trust me, I've been through this with many other departments.
Okay.
If you want to keep going this way, I recommend not to, bro.
I don't care. I'll stay in here as long as I want to.
I know all my laws and all my rights.
Do you?
Yeah. You standing here is just making yourself look like, a bad guy. What are you doing?
Not really.
You know what he's talking about. First, he told me I can't film in there and that it would be trespassing.
Yeah, you can't film
Now
within
you're
our
saying
facility.
that I can, but you're just gonna sit
You
here.
can't film within our facilities.
Are you gonna arrest me if I do, sir? Okay, then I can.
The officers knew he wasn't breaking any law, yet instead of moving on, they wasted taxpayer dollars, continuing to intimidate a man who knew more about the law than all of them combined.
Be more professional.
I'll be professional when you leave.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay.
Trust me, I'll be here long before you leave.
Is there something you're looking for in particular?
Because I feel like I'm being threatened.
No, you're not being
I'm
threatened.
being harassed.
We're having a conversation,
My
right?
Canadian right to film in public, whatever I can see from public, including private property. That's my Canadian right. I can do that. I don't have to answer any of your questions. I don't have to cooperate in your little investigation here. I don't have to do any of that. I'm glad your body cameras are on, and you might learn a lesson here today. You might get a little bit educated. Next time you see somebody else filming, maybe go up to them and say, hey man, how's it going? Beautiful facility, huh? Would you like to take some pictures of my squad car?
Sergeant O'Connor proved to be the most clueless of them all. He kept asking ridiculous questions and got schooled by the auditor, who completely took him to the cleaners.
Still back. So if I film in there, what are you gonna do? You told me I can't do it. You said it's common law, quote unquote. It's common law, I can't film into your facility.
Yes, because there's police techniques.
Am I breaking common law right now? I'm zooming in. Am I breaking common law right now, sir?
In my mind, yes.
Okay, and what law is that?
That's my law. That's my facility.
Would you like to arrest me, sir?
No, I don't.
Okay, then what are you trying to accomplish here, bud?
Nothing. I'm standing here with you.
I'm willing to go to jail to defend my rights.
What rights do you have?
I have the right to film in public, just like I can lay a pray mat out right here and pray to Allah. I have that right. That's my Canadian Charter rights. I have the right to call you jackass and give you the middle finger.
Yes, you do.
That's Canadian Charter Rights, Section 2.
Turns out the sergeant doesn't care about citizens' rights. After making a fool of himself, he shamelessly continues to lie about everything.
Body camera footage, then that one, and that one, and that one.
Okay.
Anything you guys conspired before walking up to me, anything you conspire after, I'll have all of that. So don't mute it. Appreciate it. That's another Canadian right of mine.
What's that?
The freedom to your information.
Yeah, Freedom of Information Act, yeah.
You want me to leave?
Yes,
Yeah, why?
because I don't like you filming the police station.
Well, you're at work right now, right?
Yes, I
Under
am.
the color of law? Am I breaking the law?
No,
Then why do you want me to leave?
because I don't feel the need for you to be filming the police station when there's police techniques that are involved.
That has nothing to do with you.
It does.
No, it
I
doesn't.
work here. It does.
That has nothing to do with you. I can be on this public easement all I want. Why don't you just leave me alone, Higgins?
The officers weren't just intimidating a law-abiding citizen, they were also disrupting traffic, forcing cars to cross solid lines.
Find all of this back and see all the things that you tried to tell me at the beginning of this interaction that weren't true and that were unlawful. And you're trying to tell me, you're trying to bully me away
Am I?
from me. Yeah, you were. You were. Yeah. You thought that I didn't know my rights. You thought that I wouldn't know what I was talking about. You thought that I wouldn't know.
Don't care if you know what you're
It's
talking
okay.
about.
You picked the wrong one today, O'Connor.
Sounds like they're called to go trace somebody. I heard that they
I'm
recruited
proud to suggest you go back to work. Seems like that guy just committed a traffic violation.
Which one?
It's on the silver right there.
What did you do?
You got it on camera.
What did you do?
How long until you guys just do the walk of shame and realize I'm not gonna go anywhere?
It could have been the walk of honor if you came and, gave me some respect and told me what I'm doing isn't illegal and I can film in there all I want. I would have told you my name. I'm gonna look that up. I probably filed my own complaint on you
For what?
for giving me unlawful orders.
Did I tell you to leave yet? Have I asked you to leave? Have I told you?
Did you tell me if I film in there it's breaking the law?
I said it's
Yes, you did.
common law, yes. Because
Thanks.
there's police techniques.
Keep talking.
That can't be
You have
filmed.
the right to remain silent, O'Connor. Keep talking yourself into a hole. You have the right to remain silent, brother. Please, exercise your Canadian rights.
The sergeant must have realized he had made a huge mistake beefing with this auditor, but things were about to get even worse as he started to make fun of the corrupt cop.
You have anything to drink tonight, sir?
Have you?
Are you okay, sir?
Yes, I am.
You need medical
Are you?
help?
No. You seem like you're a little offside, but
Yeah. All right, O'Connor. So what's next? What are you going to tell me next?
nothing. We're just staying out.
You're going to suggest that I'm a little lopsided, I'm a little drunk, and you're going to try to arrest me?
Me,
Huh?
so I'm asking you back.
What's next here, O'Connor?
You know what?
I am the sergeant.
Sergeant.
I am the sergeant.
You are a sergeant?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That's unfortunate. Can I request your supervisor, O'Connor?
No. Chief isn't working today.
There's nobody above you on right now?
No.
You got stripes on that? You got stripes on
Yeah,
that?
I do.
Alright, that's, wow, how did that happen? You
Because
don't
I
even
work
know the
hard.
basic Canadian Charter rights.
The officers were now bullying the auditor as they stood right in front of his camera, blocking his view and refusing to leave him until he decided to go.
Do you want anything in particular? Just
Sergeant
answer the
Higgins,
question.
You enjoy the rest of your shift.
All right. Just stay off the property,
You
man.
guys go kick snow.
All right.
Okay?
If you need
Walk
something
of shame.
particular, you let us know. Okay.
You have a good shift. Bye, O'Connor. Told you leave before me.
Apart from the sergeant, the other officers eventually leave the scene and the auditor. They all turned off their body cams, but Sergeant Higgins forgot to mute his, accidentally recording everything they said in private.
Hey. Sorry. No, there's nothing. He's not doing anything in violation. Well, that's up for debate, I guess, right? I don't know.
So if I stand outside of his place and videotape his place, his cars, that's
I don't know.
so he's
But I'm trying to find a definitive answer, and nobody's picking up here.
so every car that comes through here, he's picking up. You can go sit out at your place and sit there in your car.
Man, he's across the road. Man, he's just being a goof. But Grego won't let go. But, I mean, Grego won't let go. I'm just saying it's not worth our time. Like, just let's go.
Despite the cops realizing that he wasn't breaking any law, they kept questioning him and wasting his time. To make matters worse, O'Connor stuck around acting like a 9-year-old child.
Can you call him off, Higgins? What is this? He's literally harassing me.
I'm making sure you're safe. You're part of the community, you said, so I'm making sure you're safe. That's what I'm doing. I want to make sure you're safe. So I'm going to stand where I can make sure that you're safe.
Please stop coming up I'm safe.
I'm
Sir,
making sure you're safe.
I'm on the public. Yes, make
I
one
have
thing
to
clear
make
for
sure
the
you're
camera.
safe.
One thing clear for the camera.
Sir, you
I
are
am
part of the
safe. I'm on
community.
a public
I am making sure
I
you're
do
safe.
not
You're
need
standing
your
too close to the roadway.
Please have a nice
I'm
day.
afraid of you getting hit by a car.
have a
So I'm
nice
making
day,
sure you're
sir.
safe. I'm a
have a
very
nice
visible
day.
presence. So I'm making sure that you are safe.
Please have a nice day, sir.
I gotta make sure you're safe.
Stop harassing me,
I'm not. I'm making sure
All
you're
right,
safe
I'm
because
gonna stand my
you're
ground
part
now.
of the
Please
community.
Stop harassing me.
You're part of the community, so I'm making sure you're safe.
This is exactly why there is a huge gap between law enforcement and the public. Sergeant O'Connor failed in his duty, choosing to harass and intimidate the auditor instead.
You guys are killing me.
Sorry?
What's your name, dude?
It's not funny, Higgins.
What's your name?
It's not funny.
Why don't you just tell me what you need?
Give me my name. Leave me alone.
I know, but this is getting a little ridiculous.
Just go away. I won't be too much longer. I'll film a little bit longer. Maybe I'll leave.
What do you want to film in particular? That's what I'm asking.
whatever
Are you
I want.
looking for something in particular?
Come up more professional next time and I'll give you an answer. Don't come up like this guy. Maybe you should have led the conversation, Higgins.
Just be careful, okay? Don't get hit.
Higgins, please get him out of here. Like you're
He's
doing
a-
this. Higgins, you seem like
he's
a good
a-
guy, man. Get your
He's
dog.
an adult and sir, he can make
You
up his
seem
own
like
mind.
a good guy. Now show it.
Anyways,
Get this guy away.
is there anything you need?
Come in.
If there's something you need, ask.
I just
Okay.
told you what I need. I need you to get this audio.
This was an officer's ego at its worst. He escalated a simple issue and ended up humiliating himself with these pathetic tactics.
Greg was an adult, so just saying. He wants to do it. I hate that, dude. Yeah, man.
Crazy O'Connor, if I didn't say you were gonna leave before me, you would have probably left by now. But because I said that,
No, I'm here
Can't
to
take
make you
that
feel
L.
safe.
You can't take that
I'm here
L.
to make you
just
feel
can't
safe.
leave. You just can't leave.
I'm
and
just
take
making
that
sure
L.
you're safe. That's all I'm doing. We leave at the same time. I'm fine with that. We're good. I'm just gotta make sure that
Can't
you're
take
safe.
L, man. You just can't do the walk of shame, huh? Tried to come over here and bully me around, didn't work. Now you're scared to walk away.
I'm here to make
You're gonna stay here and hopefully you get something on me. Well, guess what? It's not gonna work, O'Connor.
I'm making sure you're safe. That's what I'm doing.
So what's gonna make? What you said? I'm too close.
Well,
What
these
if I
cars
step
will
back?
come- If they come back.
What do you want me to do that will make
Well, if
you
you step
feel
back
me
a little
more
bit
safe?
off the roadway, that would be
If I step
fantastic.
back, you're gonna leave me alone.
Yeah, if you step back and then you're safe, and then you don't come back up here, because then if you come back up here, then I gotta come back and make sure you're
So
safe.
if I walk down there, right there,
Sure, step back.
then you'll leave me alone, right?
That's on a hill, so don't do that because you might fall and hurt yourself.
Almost an hour had passed, yet the sergeant still refused to leave the auditor alone, completely neglecting any real police work. It is ridiculous how taxpayer money is funding this ego trip.
No, I want to make
His
sure
ego,
that you're
man.
safe.
You can't just let his ego go.
I don't have any ego. I just want to make sure you're
You have
safe.
the biggest ego. I've filmed hundreds of cops. Hundreds.
I just want to make sure you're safe. That's all I'm
Hundreds of them.
doing.
You have the biggest ego I've ever seen by far.
Okay. I'm just making sure you're safe. That's all I'm doing.
But you're really not.
No, I am. Because I'm a bigger
That's why
presence.
You came out here to begin with?
Well, I wanted to see what you're doing, what you're filming. What
You
was the
didn't come
purpose of
out
it?
for my safety at the beginning.
Well, no, because you were standing off the back of the road. You were standing way far back, but now
And
you're,
now that
you're
I
real
knew
close.
my rights and didn't let you bully me, now you want to say.
No,
that
you still don't know
makes
your
me
rights,
safe.
but you were
still
far
don't know my rights?
you were further back from the roadway, so I was okay with that. But now that you're walking on it,
Suggesting that I still don't know my rights, huh?
you don't know them all. No.
Now, realizing that the sergeant was completely unhinged, the auditor decided to wrap things up. The situation had become frustrating and downright embarrassing with every passing minute.
Do you feel safe right now?
Have a good day, O'Connor.
Are you good?
Have a good day, O'Connor.
Are you safe?
Take a walk, O'Connor. Kick snow.
Are you
Yeah,
safe?
your fingers are getting a little close to mine.
Okay.
Please.
Are you safe?
not
That's all I'm
touch
asking.
Have a good shift, O'Connor.
Are you safe? Is what I'm asking. Just say yes or no.
Take care, O'Connor.
Thanks for your step back.
Have a good one, O'Connor.
Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for listening to my instructions. I appreciate it.
This was undoubtedly one of the worst police interactions ever caught on camera. The auditor eventually stepped back, but returned the next day to file a formal complaint against the officers involved. As of now, there have been no updates regarding the outcome of the complaint. Now, while this was painful to watch, these next cops had no clue that they were being recorded while they did the unthinkable.
Jared, we're about to play a game of manhunt. I'm gonna give you a 20-minute head start, and if I see you again, you're going to jail.
Mississippi. Go, Mississippi. Derek.
In August of 2024, a resident started to record when police officers detained a homeless man outside of the apartment building and then started to question him. The cops had their body cams off and were about to do something bizarre.
Even the guys in the crew started coming.
Yeah, well, Derek, I might be seeing I might be taking you to jail right now. That's what I hear. Here, well, give me one of the reasons why I should take you to jail.
Did you know who I'm going to see tomorrow?
I don't care. Hold on. How old are you? You don't care about the
tomorrow?
You don't care about the kids. Don't play your kids. Don't play the kids for me. You don't. Because you'd much rather shoot up in a fucking alleyway than be a fucking parent. No, I wouldn't. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not.
Garrett, I'm not gonna lie to you. You know how many times a day we hear that shit? You won't see me again. Oh, Garrett, I swear to God.
Garrett, I guarantee I'll bet $100 on my paycheck I'm going to see you tomorrow.
You see me in the morning.
Pick up that needle cap.
I'm going to see you
After
tomorrow.
3 o'clock tomorrow.
See? 3 o'clock.
Going, I gotta get my bags to my brother's house.
The officers were dealing with the guy quite casually, and it was clear that they knew him pretty well.
What's the address? Let's see. It's 289 across the street.
Yeah. Why are you talking to me?
Oh, put it in the trash.
Yeah, so someone else can get jacked while you're discussing shit.
It's not mine. I swear to God, that one was not mine.
Here, you be pretty careful. Dude, I don't care about your kids. You can hold them right now. I'm not shooting up in a fucking dumpster.
I gotta get that.
You love your kids. You wouldn't be away right now.
Garrett, Manchester 80. I know.
You're not doing well yet. So you should never come back.
I'm not.
You should go back to Rochester.
I'm going to.
Good. Go over that.
You're gonna get Laconian, I promise.
Instead of arresting him or issuing a ticket, the officers decided to play a little game, one that will leave you absolutely stunned.
Listen, I won't take you to jail if you can find me a DFS.
Right there.
Oh, Garrett, your foot,
Left foot. Left foot.
your foot.
Right there. Nope. Corner cold. Punch. Flare.
Oh, there we go. Shoelace Express. Down here.
If I see you again tonight, you're being arrested. So you better hide somewhere.
Honestly,
That's not mine. Jared, we're about to play a game of manhunt. I'm going to give you a 20-minute head start, and if I see you again, you're going to jail.
1 Mississippi.
2. We won't look.
Away from you. 2 Mississippi.
We're not going to look.
4, start counting.
5 Mississippi.
Oh,
6.
Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. Garrett.
It was surely bizarre to see the officers treat the law as a joke and play this game with this poor man. Everything was going fine with them until one of them realized that they were being recorded.
Say right here, not here we come. Right here, not here we come.
Just think about this for a second. Imagine. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
dude, well, he's like swung in the alley. We're like,
Dude, no, we drive by and he goes like this. He goes,
Imagine take shit outside of your window every day. Imagine.
hey folks,
That'd be unbelievable.
sorry, someone was trying to poop on the side of your building.
It happens.
Yeah. Unreal.
we're just trying to get it to stop.
The counting was a little weird.
We were giving him a head start before we finally arrest them.
Yeah, but making it a game was kind of weird.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Moving on, these officers thought they could intimidate this guy, but were instantly owned.
Your name and badge number?
You want to record it with your phone?
No, why don't you just say it? Because I know that's your policy.
Cops often commit atrocious acts, hoping that they will get away with it. But sometimes karma catches up fast. Today we'll go through some of the most corrupt cops who faced instant karma and learned a swift lesson.
Sergeant Burke and one of his detectives will come and speak.
In June of 2024, First Amendment auditor was filming outside of a correctional facility in Trenton, New Jersey, when a police officer approached and attempted to intimidate him.
I don't have any answers for you. So I'm just... Excuse you? I'm on public property right now.
Excuse me?
I'm on public property right now.
Correct, but you're recording a correctional facility.
Is that illegal?
Can be. Harassment.
Recording's harassment?
Yes.
You can't turn a constitutionally protected activity into a crime.
Do you have ID on you, sir?
No, I haven't committed a crime.
I asked you what you're doing in front of the facility.
I'm taking pictures and video of matters of public interest.
What's that public interest?
That's all I'm going to say. Is that recording?
Sure is.
Excellent. Awesome.
The officer approached with a hostile demeanor, trying to intimidate the auditor and accusing him of harassment. However, harassment involves repeated behavior that annoys someone, which was not the case here.
Well, we're going to ask him to move along.
No, I'm not leaving. I'm on public property. Get a sergeant out here. Or a lieutenant. You give me illegal directives to leave. You know I'm on public property. There's utilities here. This is a public sidewalk, correct? Correct. So Ramos versus Flowers. I'm allowed to record police departments. Lick versus Cuniff. I can record anything out in public. Did you tell Google to stop taking pictures of their facility when they flew their satellites over? Or is it just me? So I'd like a sergeant out here.
Okay, no problem. I'll get one for you.
Excellent.
Suddenly, the cop's demeanor shifted when he realized that the auditor was well versed in the law. However, things were about to get even worse for these corrupt officers.
You do know
Right?
that it is posted no trespassing.
Yeah.
So you,
But if it's a state facility, I'm still allowed in there. Because it's open to the public.
if they tell you,
That's not true.
it is true. If they tell you,
No, it's not.
if they tell you
They
to
instruct you to
leave,
leave.
That's so. If I go to the police department, you tell me to leave, and I stay there. If I'm not committing a crime, I'm allowed to stay there. That's the law. So as long if this is a public facility, even if they have no trespassing, it's still open to the public. Until I broke a law, I wouldn't be in violation of anything. I mean, I don't know why you give me illegal directives to leave.
I just asked you to. I didn't demand you leave. I asked you.
No, you're like, move along.
Would you like to move along? Yes.
Right, under color of law.
That's a request. That wasn't a demand.
Under color of law, you told me to move along.
That wasn't a direct order. That was a request.
Well, it's an unlawful order if it was. But you did it under color of law, correct?
The officers clearly lacked any knowledge of the law and couldn't even distinguish between public and private property. The auditor was ready to educate them even further. They had attempted to detain him earlier illegally, but realizing their sergeant was approaching, they then tried to backtrack, claiming they were only requesting him. However, the officers were about to violate even more policies.
Your name and badge number?
There you go. You want to record it with your phone?
No, why don't you just say it? Because I know that's your policy.
It is right there.
Say it. Say it. Name and badge number. Name and badge number, officer. All right. Name and badge number.
Officer Roller, 6635.
See how hard that is?
How are you, sir?
How you doing, Sergeant? Name and badge number?
Sergeant Dilly, Canton Police.
Do you have a badge number or not?
92.
92. Okay. So this officer here refused to identify himself verbally, so I'd like to file an IA on him. And he also told me to move along. Under color of law, it seems like that's a legal thing that he's telling me to do, and obviously I'm on public sidewalk, and it's not illegal to be on a public sidewalk recording. So I'd like to file an IA on that gentleman there for those two incidents.
It is troubling how these corrupt officers still fail to understand citizens' First Amendment rights. Even more concerning, the sergeant tried to side with his rookie officers, ignoring the law.
This is a correctional facility, and they called because you were out.
Yeah, that's fine, but that still doesn't negate what he just did.
What did he do?
He told me to move along under color of law of a public sidewalk with, to me, the threat of arrest, even though he didn't say that. And then he refused to identify himself. Because he told me to move along.
Right on his thing.
I let him record my name.
That's not what your policy is. Your policy says you're supposed to identify yourself. Not just by pointing at your titty and saying, here it is. You don't say that to a judge, right? Hey, judge, look at... And just... You still can't say his name and badge number. You did, he did, no problem. You know, ego's got to go.
The auditor filed a complaint against the officer right on the spot and further educated the officers on their legal obligation.
So exactly where is their property line at?
I'm actually trying to figure that out.
I don't have it mapped out. I'm
Yeah,
not
we'd have to go down to the city and get the lot.
And is there a way for you to find out if that's public property or not? If that's a public facility?
I don't know if anybody in the facility.
And this guy's demanding my ID and stuff like that. He's not a cop. Even you guys can't get my ID. I haven't broken a law.
The gentleman in there?
Yeah, the gentleman with the blue shirt on. I mean, I haven't broken a law. You guys know that.
He's like, over here, I don't said you did.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I totally agree with it. I mean, but telling me to move along.
I just asked you.
Yeah, but under color of law, you're like, yeah, you need to move.
Well, Both officers were left speechless and dismissed, but the auditor wasn't finished. He soon noticed another officer on the scene driving without a seatbelt, ready to call out yet another violation.
Name, badge number? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. You have your seatbelt on? No? So we don't wear seatbelts? What are we doing in this town? So you guys don't have a policy to wear seatbelts either?
Have a good day, sir. All right?
No, I'm following an IA. So that officer right there doesn't have a seatbelt on. Sergeant. Excuse me, Sergeant.
I heard you. Have a good day. I heard you. 934.
All right, no problem. I'll do an IA on you. You just want to walk away? You got your officers here with no seatbelts on? You got officers here with no seatbelts on.
Have a good day.
So your policy is not to have seatbelts on? Huh?
Cops were destroyed like they have never been encountered before. They truly had no basis for their statements and were instantly owned and humbled. These cops were instantly owned, but you'll be surprised to see what happens with this next officer.
He didn't have that.
This is your money?
Yes, I heard him crumble it up. Thank you. Thank you. All that's been recorded, right? That's my money.
On March 14th, 2024, Officer Henry Chapman responded to a traffic stop. The driver, Moncray Moon, was found to have an outstanding arrest warrant and then placed in handcuffs. But what happened next took a turn for the worse.
Sir, come on, step back here. Go ahead and place that call. Put your phone on the top of it.
What am I doing? I'm going to explain this thing to you. That's why I'm having you out.
So you are under arrest at this time. You have a warrant out for your arrest.
A warrant for what?
I'm going to show it to you in a moment, okay? Is this your car?
It's my girlfriend's car.
Your girlfriend's car. Can he drive it, the guy that's in the passenger seat?
Yes, sir.
Right here, the car here.
Step feet right just a little bit. Okay. I'll get this step out your way.
After Moncray was arrested, the officers discovered that he had $8,000 in cash. Instead of giving the money to Moncray's passenger, as protocol required, Officer Chapman decided to take it to the police station. That decision sparked a major issue.
What is that? I get his cash.
No, that's going with you. That's going to be with you. We're not giving that to anybody else. We got that off you, so it's staying with you, so you know we didn't take none, and nothing's going to be missing. All right, but I'm going to put this in the bag for you, okay? Yeah, here. Here you go.
I got you.
Yeah, she's counting it right now.
You're gonna watch me, okay?
I heard the early thing get shot.
Moncray made a wild accusation of Officer Chapman of stealing some of his money. When a female officer counted the cash before him, the amount seemed off, further fueling his suspicions.
Hold up. Check it out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm not trying to question you.
Let me count it first.
No, can you look in between his legs real quick? Well, I think he just put some more money in between his legs. I'm sorry.
How much money did you have on you? I'm asking.
I haven't touched it. Can you just check in between his
Sir,
legs?
listen to me.
He's moving and everything. Look, he's moving.
Sir, I'm good. Sir, listen to me. Tell me how much cash you had on you. What was the amount?
I just want to see. I'm not gonna lie. Can you check? I'm not going nowhere. Can you check your fellow officer for me, please? Hell no. He just touched me. I heard the rubber band pop. He told me, oh, I had to look. And he's moving. He's moving in between his legs.
Sir, stand right here.
I'm gonna stand right here, but can y'all please check y'all fellow officer? Please. What's going on? Look, he's moving his arm right now.
How much cash did you have on you?
Can you check your hands?
I didn't.
Can you check your people? Because he's touching.
Yeah.
Tell me what's the total amount?
Officer Chapman's nervous demeanor said it all. His visible unease and silence only strengthened Moncray's claims. More officers arrived. Chapman's fraud was about to be exposed.
Right in his right hand.
Tell me how much money you
He's
had
tucking
on you.
money. He's tucking my money. That's a problem. Can y'all check him?
Listen to me. Listen.
Look at him moving. He's moving. Oh my God. Y'all not gonna check him?
Listen.
Look at
Chill
him.
out.
Listen. Come on.
I've been cooperating
Let me tell you
with you guys the whole time. I'm
I'm not gonna allow anybody to take your money.
Look at him. He's moving.
But look at me.
Look at.
No one's gonna take your money. I can see his hand. I can see exactly what
what he's doing. No one's gonna take your money. She's gonna count your money. There's more money.
Some touch my money. And you
there's
guys
more money in here. You're saying that there's more money in here?
But what I'm saying is,
let me ask you a question. Answer my question. Are you saying that there's more money in here?
What I'm saying is, he just touched my money and went through 3 different floor compartments, and I seen him put it in between his legs. I heard my rubber band.
Moncray claimed that he heard his rubber band pop, which was enough evidence to claim that the officer was a thief. The supervisor then removed Chapman from his vehicle as tensions escalated further.
I'm saying, but he already moved and did a lot of different stuff.
Okay, come sit over here.
But y'all already let him move, like, there's no way. Like, watch. That's crazy. I can't believe y'all just did me like that. I tried to give her the money. He said don't give it to her.
Okay.
Because I went to Wendy's. I got a Wendy's receipt right.
But do you know how much cash you had on you? So I can count it out so we can verify the total. Do you know approximately how much you had on you?
I heard my rubber band being popped.
I just grabbed it from the seat to give to her.
That's not what you just told me either, boss.
I did. That's what I did. And I handed her the
I'm not gonna lie,
envelope.
boss. Have I gave you any problems?
No, sir, you have not.
That's all I wanted to ask, sir. I just don't understand why y'all couldn't. Like, I'm not going. I sit on my face. I'm not going nowhere. I just wanted to
ask you what your total was so we can count it out.
Now, this was a serious allegation against a law enforcement officer. And while it might seem unlikely for a cop to steal money, Moncray stood his ground and refused to leave until a thorough investigation was conducted.
I watched him tear up. I watched him look at you and tell him, like, look at you and tell you, no, you're not about to. I just watched him do way too much when I haven't been nothing but nice and compliant to you guys. You feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to go along with you guys' protocols and everything. All I've done was ask questions so I know how, like, to make sure I'm safe and my family can find me and stuff. And you guys' body cam is on, like I know.
Mine is on right now.
But I know for a fact what I've seen and what I heard. And then when I asked him why was he like popping the rubber band on the money, he said I was just making sure something, but there's no need to make sure, you feel what I'm saying? Like, that's my property, you feel what I'm saying? And I know for a fact the money was touched, but it's a million compartments.
Yes, I did touch it when I grabbed it out of the seat.
I understand, so I don't want to argue with you, Mr. Chapman. I just know what
No, sir.
Okay, so what I typically do is count out everybody's money in front of them so you can see that it's accurate.
The money was altered before.
So when I turn it over to property, you can verify that the total we're counting out now is the total that you're going to get back. Okay? Are you good with me doing that right now?
Despite the odds, Moncray's claims carried some weight. It seemed Officer Chapman had chosen the wrong person to mess with.
Miss Casperson, I'm not trying to cause any problems. I just know what I know, you know what I'm saying? I know, I heard the rubber band pop. I seen him fiddling. He did not just keep his hands up the whole time. Like no, I didn't. He didn't open the door and say, you can search me. Look, you know what I'm saying? I heard my money. I'm a very great businessman. I just paid bills a couple days ago, you know what I'm saying? I just know for a fact that he touched my money. And then he was adamant about not giving my money to my wife or the cameraman that was with me, you know what I'm saying? He was just like, no, you're gonna keep your money on you, which wasn't a problem, you know what I'm saying? But him touching the money prior to just putting it in I've been listening the whole time. He asked for a small envelope. He didn't put the money in there then.
Disregarding Moncray's claims, the female officer then counted the money and placed it in an envelope as evidence. Shortly after, Chapman began attempting to prove his innocence, a move that came across as suspicious. The suspect refused to let the matter go, prompting the sergeant to search Officer Chapman's vehicle.
Anything is on him,
look, sir.
It would be in big. No, I don't.
Look, I'm gonna show you right here. Look at me. Look at me.
All of you guys probably have kids out there, you know what I'm saying? Look, this is all I want to explain to you guys. Most of the time, when somebody knows when somebody knows for a fact they didn't do anything, they're not finna just, you feel what I'm saying, like let you search them. And I don't have kids, you feel what I'm saying? But I know how that goes because my mom did foster care. So I'm like up to par with all of that. And on top of that, if I didn't do anything, like how me and you been talking the whole time,
yes,
just
sir.
like how me and you was talking the whole time, if I didn't do anything, I have nothing that I'm worried about. You feel me?
I want you to feel
comfortable. I would have
felt
comfortable if your colleagues would have searched you at the exact time where I knew where the money was. Because I seen you kept going in between your legs, and then every time everybody put all of the attention on me, you kept moving. I don't know if it's in your door, I don't know where it's at, but just like, look, I don't even care to find the money, but how you know how you...
What they uncovered would become the ultimate karma moment for Chapman.
I want you to
hold me so you know that.
Okay. Do you see anything?
No cap. I'm not even gonna touch it. It's blue hunnets right here.
It's all the blue hundreds are right there behind that receipt. Thank you. All that's my money. He didn't have that.
This is your money?
Yes, I heard him crumble it up. Thank you. Thank you. All that's being recorded, right? That's my money. That's my money right there.
Sir, you've been watching me that whole time.
I seen you take it. I seen you crumble
Sir,
it. Just
that
count
is
it.
not me.
If I'm right, it's gonna be around $1,000. If I'm right, and like I told you, I just went to Wendy's. I seen you still.
No, sir.
If you don't mind, I just want to sit down so y'all don't try to say I'm resistant. I don't want to do nothing. All I know for a fact is I know what I know and I've seen it. I just wanted you guys to trust me, you know what I'm saying? That's why I was just acting a little irate, but I'm perfectly fine, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to expose you.
That is not me, bud.
Brother, I just seen you steal my money. It was no reason for you to pop my rubber band, brother. It was no reason for you to pop my rubber band off my money.
It turned out Moncray was right all along. Officer Chapman had indeed stolen the money, and he was brutally exposed in front of his colleagues who could do nothing but hang their heads in shame.
Mr. Chapman went in my money. He separated my money. He was trying to steal it, and I caught him. He put it in between his legs, and as his colleagues approached me, he worked it towards the door. He tried to make it seem like I was lying. I'm not going anywhere. I'm in full custody of these officers. I'm being detained. I'm not going anywhere. I don't want any problems. I'm not armed. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just pulled over for a traffic stop. He just tried to steal some of my money.
Okay, we're hearing you, but there's no need to say all of
No,
that.
I was just looking at the camera. No, I just know how it goes. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to cause.
My camera's on the entire
Yes, ma'am.
time.
So what are we gonna do about this problem? Because he just tried to steal some of my money.
sir,
And I'm
I
not
did
trying
not.
to put any allegations on him. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm not using my words like to try to hurt anybody. I just know what I know. You his sergeant.
Yes, he is my sergeant.
Sir, I have 20/20 and I can read. I remember when you called him out. I can tell you everything he said to you. Perfect timing. This was perfect. Perfect that you called me out this time because you didn't know the protocol to how a federal warrant was supposed to be taken care of. Correct? Incorrect?
That's correct. That's just why I called him out to ask.
But you just separate. Whoa, so what was the purpose of you separating my money while you gave her money while you just watched her count my money out in full? Because you just wasted you wasted an evidence for it.
Moncray, sharp and persistent, reportedly urged the cops to take action against the thieving officer. Soon after, he was escorted to jail, and things were only about to get much worse for him from there.
When she asked me, then I would have been like ridiculed or foreseen as a liar or something. That's why I didn't answer your question, ma'am, because I said that I had just went to Wendy's. I believe that's my receipt. I only ordered a 10-piece nugget and I ordered like a fry and something to drink, so I didn't know the actual amount of the money. All I know is when my girlfriend got off work at 5 o'clock, I was supposed to give her that money for the rest of the bills, and she was going to get her car back. I was in a car this week. That's why I wasn't in my own car, man. That was my girlfriend's car, Diamond Alexander. That's why when you initially pulled me over, and y'all probably have my phones, you can see the call record. I called her at like 4 or something to let her know, babe, I'm being pulled over in your car. In my eyes, I thought it was gonna be for the T-tag, temporary tag thing, the sticker, but like
It was initially just for your speed, I promise you that. Captain, his ID is on the dashboard up there.
Okay.
Do you mind putting it in my evidence file? Can I get like y'all names wrote down?
Yeah.
Thank you.
In a matter of seconds, Officer Chapman was the one who was under investigation. He was escorted into the police station and immediately began being questioned.
So like this is what's going to happen, all right? We have people coming in. Obviously, they have to talk to you, all right? So I'm going to hold on to your weapon right quick, okay?
Yep. Go ahead. Just take the whole holster off. It's one of them.
QLS.
I got it.
Sergeant Burke and one of his detectives will come and speak to you, all right?
Anything, man? No. Just want to say I'm sorry. I got you, brother. Well, we're going to walk out of here and close the door.
It turns out there is no shortage of idiot officers, as this next cop had no clue about the law.
I am not pointing a gun, pointing a gun at the gun. I did, yes, absolutely I did.
Corrupt cops instantly caught in the act. It's the police's job to arrest criminals, but it needs to be done legally and with proper investigation. On Unfortunately, there are times when cops are caught acting recklessly, just like in these 3 cases, where their unprofessional behavior showed how quickly they can mess up. On December 4th, 2023, James Humphrey's day took a sharp turn for the worse. While working at GBRS Group in Virginia Beach, a company dealing with everything from strength training to AR-15 parts, he was wrongly accused of stealing a lower receiver instead of shipping it. Rather than clearing things up with James, his employers went straight to the police. The cops, eager to act, arrested him without question, only to later realize that James had done nothing wrong and hadn't stolen anything.
Saw him leave with the box. Saw him come back without the box.
He didn't send it?
No, it's still outstanding. Like the shipment still hasn't been scanned in.
So he had no idea where it is, just he left the day, came back without it.
Correct. You know if he just took it through a dumpster, maybe he shipped it somewhere else. We really have no idea.
So it's just a BCM lower?
Just a BCM lower.
And what's his description? He said taller black male.
6'2" black male, probably 230 pounds.
Okay.
We'll talk for a second, then we'll be in there.
So the owners want to address this with him first. Is there anything we do to slow roll this, or?
Okay. So what we would do, let me game plan with him because I want to make sure he's online with everything. But just chill right here. We're gonna talk for a second.
Okay.
And then,
I don't want to put the owners in a pickle, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah. So just give it a second.
So he took off with it and he returned without it.
Mm-hmm.
But the
They
owners
have
want to
video.
Okay, they have video of it. Okay.
They don't know if they want to press charges yet, but what kind of charge is this?
This would be a grand larceny.
Uh-huh.
So it's felony, so they want to press charges.
Also, it's a felony because it's a firearm?
Yeah, firearm, correct. And then every time the case comes, people can still carry in it.
Yeah, they can still carry in here. So,
I mean, if they want to confront him, obviously we'd probably be there first for it's concealed carry.
Are DJ and Cole upstairs right now? Best case scenario, if someone made him do it. Worst case scenario, if he's involved in some trafficking.
One of the officers, whose name was Reyes, was supposed to handle the issue, but he was actually a buddy of the employer who complained about James. From the start, it wasn't so much an investigation as it was just a help for a friend.
What's going to happen next, like I said, we're going to go in there and detain him and interview him. Alright?
Where do you interview him at?
We can interview him here. If you want to go use the bureau, we can.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we use the bureau, especially if he's...
Well, not use the detectives in the bureau. We're going to go to
No,
the bureau.
I meant, put him in the room. I mean,
Yeah,
especially if it turned out he is, someone made him do it if he's like full on trafficking.
It's gonna put him in a different mindset too.
Yeah.
He'll probably be alone.
Down the hallway.
Yes. Reyes.
What's that? What's going on?
What?
We'll explain everything.
Oh, y'all really fucking serious?
You got your idea?
Yeah. Alright, man, this is crazy, bro. I feel like I'm fucking crazy. Yeah, I think I answered that shit. That's the one thing that makes me
You haven't said anything about anything.
It's all man, it makes sense, brother.
Let's get out. Where's your car, bud?
It's all the way in the back.
Where you
so you gotta have one. Anything else on the video?
James was slapped in cuffs and treated like a criminal right away, with no explanation or chance to defend himself. Despite being unjustly targeted, he stayed calm because he knew he was innocent.
I was gonna keep loading right.
There's nowhere else like any other pockets or anything. Nah, just small.
What kind of vape is it? You have everything? Yeah.
Grab two.
Yeah.
Is it a
Yeah, it's the...
I'm gonna walk back in there and say hi to my boy real quick, and I'll meet you guys there. Just get him in there. If you're sitting for a little bit, that's good.
Okay.
Okay? It's not gonna be too long, I'll say hi.
Good.
So like 45 minutes from now.
When you usually interview, do you just keep him cuffed in the mic the whole time? Can we usually interview?
No. Ask him if he wants some water. Alright? Ask him if he wants some chips.
You cuff him to the front or you just let him?
No, so the detectives will guide you through it.
Okay.
Okay? Can you lift this foot for me? Hold on to him, please. What's Loud Pack Apparel? You still do it?
Nah, I haven't done it in a while.
Okay. Alright, man. What was that? I gave it to you.
Yeah.
It was shocking to see that the officer even restrained James's legs. He was falsely accused, didn't resist the arrest, and was cooperative the entire time. Yet the officer treated him horribly. This is why it's crucial to always ask for an attorney and never speak to cops without legal representation. They'll exploit your innocence and cooperation every time.
Woo. Saved by the freaking mailman.
Hell yeah, appreciate you, sir.
Thank you for being cool with me and cooperative with me.
Because I'm my man, I knew, like, I ain't do shit, like, it has to get worked out, that kind of thing.
And like I said, if that happened and you were already in custody, then like, you would have just been unarrested back down here. Go in there, talk with them, alright?
Energy drink, C4 on the
It's a
right
C4?
door.
What kind? What
I forget what I bought it. Is it the red or the artisanal? Yeah, it's in the 7-Eleven door.
Okay.
Get this other stuff that you replenish it.
So we got the box. Where's it at?
Taylor, can you give us a break?
I'm sorry?
Can you punch out here for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just shut the door. So 10 minutes after you guys left, this showed up.
Can we open it and confirm it's in there? I know, but like...
Nope. As soon as Cole brought it in, he opened it.
Oh, he did?
He did. It's in there.
I'm really happy that this happened.
Yes. Yeah, me too.
I don't know what y'all's policy on like THC is here and stuff. He had a weed pen on him.
Okay.
I was initially charging him with that, but they didn't grant it for me. Wonderful. Correct serial, everything? Okay. Can you show me to his office? He wants me to get his car keys.
All his stuff's right there. His car keys are right there.
He has a C4 energy drink in the fridge.
Okay.
Yeah, I ran out.
Apologies or kindness meant nothing after treating someone like an animal. Despite being completely in the right, James kept his calm and didn't fight the cops. Police should be serving the public, not playing favorites for their friends.
Get a laptop bag from out of my office so I can throw it in there.
Inside, it's in the office? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna just throw this in here for now. Okay.
That's fine.
Everything's in there, even the pen. Okay. That's all there. Okay. So you have all your things. You want me to get a laptop bag for you?
Yeah.
So what I was on the phone doing was I went ahead and let my supervisor know what was going on.
I can grab the bag. What is it?
It's a laptop bag.
Laptop, gray bag.
Gray.
LBT look like a handgun bag. Yeah. It should be on a black rack or maybe on the top shelf.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I filled him in on everything, right?
Oh, your supervisor.
My supervisor.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because, dude, I've had to take you all around the goddamn city, and now we're back here. I'm gonna put my name on this business card, and I'm also gonna put his name. If you got any questions, please feel free to call him, man.
Will do.
Like,
I don't have any questions. I understand, like, y'all did y'all job, y'all saw what y'all saw, proper calls, like.
You make mistakes, right? We can.
I didn't make any mistakes.
No, I'm saying us.
Y'all didn't make any mistakes. I mean, other than, well, which y'all couldn't do that, you gotta go off the evidence, not me, my personal statement.
Yeah. Like,
things happen, everybody's human.
Yeah, I'm really glad that they did bring it back, though, because...
Yeah, real shit that they did. Now they're going somewhere else right now.
So, I'm Officer Reyes. That's Sergeant Caraballo.
Okay.
Right here is the report number, and that's the phone number for the precinct if you want to speak to any of us, okay?
Word.
If you have any questions, feel free to call him.
Yeah, I ain't got no questions. Y'all ain't do nothing. I got no questions for y'all at all.
Yeah, it's just gonna be real awkward now.
Yeah, it's super awkward. I don't even know.
I appreciate you being understanding.
Yeah, thanks for being cool, dude.
Yeah, I'm cool because, I mean, my mind ain't do. Like, this is probably been there crying and some more shit. I don't know.
Alright, Jonathan. So, this report number right there, okay? Because I'm going to document the heck out of it.
Okay.
Just so it doesn't fall back on you guys. Okay?
Roger that. This was the most hypocritical act from the police ever. First, they were unjust, then they faked an apology, and Officer Reyes went all out to cover for his friend. They knew both the employees and the officers were wrong, but Reyes used his position to save his buddy from the mess. The Virginia Beach Police Department said that they were investigating the officers' actions and would take disciplinary action if needed. Despite being innocent, James was fired from his job. He wasn't about to let this injustice slide. Vowing to fight for his rights, clear his name, and seek compensation for his wrongful termination and damaged reputation, he started a GoFundMe campaign on social media, and so far, he had gathered $72,530. As a cop, you should lead by example, but this next officer went above and beyond in breaking all the rules.
I don't have to explain nothing to you. I just want you to move your foot so I could go back in my room.
A police officer was caught trespassing and harassed by blocking his door with her foot. Despite the man repeatedly asking her to move it and making it clear that he didn't want to talk, she refused to step back, using her authority to keep the going. This incident showed an abuse of power by the officer, demonstrating how authority can be misused to intimidate and harass. It also highlighted the violation of personal boundaries and the disrespect for the man's rights.
She need to move.
Just give me your mom's phone number.
I don't have it for you.
You guys called her already. I just want to talk to her.
What's the number?
Thank you. I'm not trying to get you jammed up.
You is though, because I'm asking you to move. You could talk to me outside the window. You trying to hold the door, pry the door open. You could move your. No, I'm not. I asked you, can you move your foot so I can close my door? No, man, y'all pissing me off now. Y'all harassing me. I don't got shit to do with that.
But you're making this part of your problem.
It's not my problem. Y'all came here. That's not my problem. I don't have to explain nothing to you. I just want you to move your foot so I could go back in my room.
I'll get the phone number and then
Yo, what's the phone number? 285-6792. Now, can you please move your foot? Then I close the door on your foot. Then I'll be going down for assault. That's crazy what y'all be doing. I'm not talking to you no more, sweetheart. Can you please move so I can close this door? I don't want nothing to hurt you, bodily harm you. I'm not trying to do nothing to you. Can you please move? I'm trying to be nice to you and you still being an asshole, honestly. For real, because I asked you multiple times, can you move like a gentleman? Like, please, can you move, sweetheart? Can you do this? You still standing here.
Okay, well, I was just having a human.
I'm not talking to you no more. I don't even know you.
Officer Shearing.
Can I please close my door?
You want to shake my hand?
No.
Why?
Can you please move, sweetheart? Please. I asked you multiple times nicely. They got this on camera, so if I do close this door, they're gonna see that you was refusing multiple times to move after I asked you to move out the doorway.
The officer was clearly in the wrong, illegally probing and questioning the man. The moment she realized she was on camera, she backed off, proving that some cops only act professionally when they're being watched. Otherwise, they'll sink to any level to get their way. No police could enter your property without permission. It's illegal. The Fourth Amendment protected Americans from unreasonable searches and seizures, meaning cops needed probable cause and a warrant to search your property, including your car and person. Being quick is one thing, but rushing without proper work is a whole disaster. This next officer took that chaos to a whole new level.
I am not pointing a gun at you. I'm pointing a gun at the gun. I did, yes. Absolutely I did.
On May 31st, 2024 in Amherst, a shocking mistake by Buffalo police turned into a nightmare for one woman. A simple clerical error led to a terrifying felony traffic stop, where an Amherst police officer held the innocent woman at gunpoint. What should have been a routine stop escalated into a tense and dangerous situation, all because of one paperwork slip-up. On May 10th, 2024, Courtney's Kia was stolen while she was at work in Buffalo. She reported it to the police, but by the time it was filed, the car had already been recovered from an abandoned vehicle call. However, Buffalo police, unaware it was found, still listed it as stolen in the statewide system. Fast forward to May 31st, when Courtney was driving home, an Amherst officer's plate scanner flagged her car as stolen on Sweet Home Road. Without lights or warning, he sped up, followed her, and eventually pulled her over and made a traffic stop, turning a simple drive home into a tense and shocking encounter.
I am not pointing a gun at you. I'm pointing a gun at the gun. I did, yes. Absolutely I did.
Why? Because I'm right in front. You see
yes.
the car, it's registered to this
Okay,
house.
Courtney, just hang tight for a second.
No, this is not right. This is not right.
When you got out of your car and saw that a gun was drawn on you, what immediately went through your head?
I was gonna die. Like, I didn't know what the heck was going on. And this is a person that I've been told is supposed to keep me safe.
So when we have a stolen vehicle, what we do is called a felony car stop.
I understand. So you're gonna pull a gun out in front of me, in front of my own home?
100%.
That's terrible.
Yes.
Looking back on it, how do you feel about the whole thing?
I don't feel good about it. I still don't feel good about it. I still never really got an explanation on why the gun was held on me for so long.
Every single cop across the country is taught to do that for stolen vehicles.
Depends on the situation, I would say. You know, it's not, I wouldn't say every single time. If they gather enough information to know that it's not stolen, then maybe they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do a felony car stop.
There's something about this isn't right. And someone needs to explain it to me.
This is negligence on the end of the Buffalo Police Department, okay? I apologize for that. Your vehicle will be removed as stolen so that you can drive it without getting pulled out at gunpoint, okay?
Since this incident happened, changes have been made. In our conversations over the last month, you've already kind of put that checks and balance in place, right?
You know, I think within probably a day or two of you contacting me, I put that into place with parking. The one thing that I asked them to do as one more fail-safe is to run the license plate of any vehicle before it is released to ensure that it has not been reported stolen by any agency.
Has there been any direct...
I mean, there's nothing on our end that we could have changed about the situation, and we don't have the same type of system as far as, you know, impound lots and all that stuff.
But for Courtney Heitzman, the experience has left a lingering sense of uneasiness.
It just felt like in that moment that I wasn't a human, that this traumatic experience happened, but oh well, it's another day at the office for me, see you later, bye. You know, that's not right.
You know, we certainly apologize that she went through a traumatic incident.
Is there anything that the department has to say to this woman regarding the situation?
There's a human element to all these things, and we're always trying to make sure our officers are aware of both sides of any situation.
Next, this tyrant tried to intimidate this driver, but got served some quick karma.
With your middle finger extended, you said, quote, yelled it, and then said, you, as you drove away. Oh my God. Hands on the hood. Come on. Now put your right hand behind your back.
Oh my God, sir.
Some cops break the law thinking they can avoid accountability, but sometimes karma catches up with them fast. Today we will look at cases where corrupt officers faced instant consequences and got what they deserved. On February 9th, 2018, Gregory Bombard was driving across the street when he crossed a police officer and went over to light his cigarette. Moments later, the officer pulled him over, and you will be stunned to know the reason for the stop.
You need something? You need something? Yeah. No, it looked like you put me off when you were going by there. Looks like you went like this to me as I was driving by you. Were you looking? Did you not do that?
No, you might have thought I might be stretching. I was doing this.
Okay, so you didn't...
No.
Okay, you didn't intentionally do that then?
I thought I flipped you off.
Yeah, it looked like you looked right at me and looked like you stuck your middle finger up in my face.
No, I was doing this. Yeah. You must be really sensitive if it's super top flipping you off.
Well, I don't usually make it personal, you know. I mean, you looked right at me, and I don't know if you were lighting a cigarette or you had
I was doing this.
It is shocking to see just how thin-skinned State Trooper Jay Riggin proved to be. Even if Gregory had flipped him off, the stop was not justified. It's a constitutionally protected act.
First of all, I'm not an overly sensitive person, and it's the first time in 12 years I've ever stopped someone who I thought put me off, so I don't like that insinuation. You know what I'm saying? In talking to you,
thought I flipped you off.
I want to make sure that you're all right. Yeah, it's an unusual behavior.
It's unusual behavior.
You may not have been doing that, but I think you can agree that if someone was looking for the attention of a trooper, they're probably going to find it by giving them that type of negative signal. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't know, because I don't understand that.
If somebody were to do that, can we? That might not have been you. Can we agree? If somebody did that for a trooper, they're obviously looking for their attention.
No, I wasn't looking for your attention.
I know. I'm saying if someone did that. I'm trying to put you in my mindset from what I was thinking for a moment.
Trooper Riggin should have just ended the stop right away and let him go, but instead he seemed determined to make something out of nothing. Well,
now that I'm talking to you, I realize that maybe that wasn't the case. Right? You don't strike me as someone who would do that. I don't know that until I have a conversation with you. Agree with that? I don't know you until I have a conversation with you.
Okay, so I have a question. If someone flipped you off,
Yeah.
what is the citation? What's the crime?
So, if somebody flicks me off,
Yeah.
I don't know if they're signaling to try to get my attention because they need assistance or they need to have a conversation. But obviously, it's not normal behavior, so I'm going to have that conversation. Right? 'Cause it's not normal. I'm telling you, out of thousands of public interactions, I've never seen that. At least it didn't catch my attention, but it was so obvious what you did.
no matter how much the trooper tried to portray this gesture as illegal or suspicious, it is not something that he has the authority to pull someone over for. It is cops like these who cause their cities massive lawsuits.
Well, I won't take up any more of your time.
Well, I'm going to file a complaint with you.
You're more than welcome to. It's Trooper Riggin out of the Salvas Barracks.
But I don't understand why, like, you saw it flipped you off.
I was going by there, and your middle finger was extended while you were looking at
maybe
me.
I was doing this.
Well, I also see that you had a cigarette in your hand.
Yeah.
So it's possible that you had one hand up while you're cigarette.
That would be considered freedom of expression in the speech. I'm going to file a complaint against you.
So actually, you're more than welcome to. So here's the issue: is that although it may be freedom of expression, it is so unusual that it requires intervention to make sure that you don't need help at the time. Are you trying to signal my attention or something? Okay. So it may be freedom of expression, but it crosses the line. Whereas it is so unusual that it requires intervention. And I'm not going to delay any more than I need to. Listen, sir. Once I realize that you weren't flipping me off, you're free to go. You understand?
The trooper let him go after 3 minutes of struggle, but if you think the fun ended here, you are completely wrong, as things were about to take a turn for the worse.
Now you don't realize I flipped you off.
Once I realized
What if I did flip you off?
Then we have a conversation. What's it pleasant not go for it? I have other things to do than to be.
So if I did flip you off,
have a good day. Over the fact as he pulled away, he called me an asshole and said "fuck" with the bird. I'm going to arrest him for disorderly conduct. There are multiple people around there. 240 Stone, send me another unit to Brainerd Street in the city.
The trooper desperately wanted this to happen. He was just looking for an excuse, and here he had one. Looks like he has no clue about freedom of expression and has never even read the Constitution.
Okay, so So now you're under arrest for disorderly conduct. Get out of the car.
I'm under arrest for disorderly conduct. What did I
So
do?
all the people there saying, fuck, asshole, all the people there in the public, that's a crime, sir. So get out of the car, you're under arrest.
How am I under arrest for disorderly conduct?
I'm not going to debate this with you. Please step out of the car. You are under arrest. Step out of the
But
car.
how is that disorderly conduct, sir? How is that disorderly conduct?
Although the first
Sir,
interaction,
I just got up.
listen to me.
I'm having a coffee.
Listen to me. Ask me a question. Although the first interaction may have been an error, the second one certainly was not. And while your window was down with your middle finger extended, you said, quote, asshole, yelled it, and then said, fuck you as you drove away. And all that public there heard it and saw it. So that is disorderly conduct 101. Step out of the car.
The trooper's escalation of this event was scary to say the least, and now he was threatening Bombard of arrest. Just then, he took his rage to a whole new level.
Have a lot of...
Step out of the car. Step out of the car, you're going to be ejected from the car.
How am I going to
Step out of the car.
Can I meet you at the barracks?
No, you cannot.
How
Step out of
am
the car, you're under arrest.
Can I call your
Do not.
supervisor?
We'll be at the barracks when we get there. Step out of the car, you're under arrest.
How am I under arrest?
Step out of the car, I'm going to make you.
But, sir, can you explain to me how that is...
It's disorderly conduct. It is tumultuous behavior of all the motor vehicle traffic there. That's tumultuous behavior. You cannot do that. It's tumultuous. It's profane behavior in public.
I don't understand that.
Step out of the car. I'll lock the door and step out of the car.
Oh, my God, I can't believe this.
Step out of the car.
You're serious, sir.
Walk back here.
Oh, my God.
It wasn't a problem until it became a problem. You understand that?
Are you kidding?
Riggin clearly misunderstood the definition of disorderly conduct. His actions showed that he was unfit for police duty, and his call for backup only highlighted his poor judgment.
Hands on the hood.
Oh, my God.
Hands on the hood.
Come on.
And put your right hand behind your back.
Oh, my God, sir. You're kidding.
Other hand. Other hand. Other hand. I'll take care of it. Okay.
I cannot believe this, sir. I cannot believe this.
The first one may have been there, and the second one certainly was
How
not.
is that disorderly conduct? I'm not being disorderly. How is it causing disorderly?
Now, we can maybe agree to disagree, but yelling at and saying with your hand out of the window in front of we're probably were dozens of people, if not over 100 people, in very busy Main Street traffic. Now, that's disorderly conduct 101. That first thing may have been an error, but after that, it certainly wasn't. But now I'm wondering, but now I'm wondering if maybe you actually did do that as I thought you originally did, because only somebody who then would have the audacity.
I was smoking a cigarette and I was
You may let me speak now.
It is unclear if anyone heard Bombard's words, but the officer repeatedly shouted them in front of the people on the road. Funny how that doesn't qualify as disorderly conduct.
Audacity to do that. Someone has the audacity. Actually, I've made thousands and thousands of car stops, and I don't remember any time I've ever seen someone consciously put me in the bird. So now I'm convinced that you did, especially that behavior you actually get at the end of the stop. Okay, so you are under arrest, and that's the end of the story.
I don't know what to do here, so I'm going to...
What we're going to do is just be compliant.
Well, I am, but I'm not going to answer my questions, I guess.
I'm
worried about my car.
I'm not intending you to. I'm not intending to ask you the questions.
I'm worried about my car, sir.
Jeff, get to stay in there.
Sir, can you please? Can I please go?
No. Nope. That ship sailed.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh my God.
I'm all set now.
So what happens to my car?
Well, it says no parking on the side of the street, so it's going to get towed.
Where? Where does it get towed?
I'll give you a record of your preference. Come back over here.
Can I get my personal bag?
I can grab it for you, but you can't grab it. You understand you've been arrested, right? So you don't just get to drag around your car now, right? I mean, you can't take around. You've been arrested. You're in custody. So
all right, whatever.
It turns out the entire department is filled with idiots who know nothing about the law. The trooper discusses the incident with another cop, and he completely agrees with what he did.
I drove by him, and I saw his middle finger extended at me.
Really?
So I just wanted to have a conversation with him. It's like, what's going on? Do you need help? Right? I mean, totally unusual behavior. What's going on? He denied doing it, so I said, okay, maybe you didn't do it. And then...
He absolutely did it, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely did. So then when we got to the car before he left, he, out the window, yelled, asshole, said, fuck you, and put me off in front of 100 people?
Great. I will meet you at the barracks.
It's outrageous.
gonna have Kansas sit with this.
Okay. Yeah.
We're going to Barracks.
Correct.
The poor victim was taken to the police station, where he was charged with disorderly conduct and was released after an hour in custody. The charge was also dropped some weeks later. However, Mr. Bombard didn't stop there and filed a lawsuit against the trooper and the city of Vermont. Ultimately, the city settled the case for $175,000, proving that Trooper Riggin is incompetent. This officer caused his city a massive lawsuit, but this next karma was even sweeter.
Well, as long as he has that fishing pole in his hand and he says he's going fishing, he can carry a firearm on him.
Okay. An open firearm?
Open carry firearm. Yeah.
In July of 2024, a YouTuber who goes by the name of The Armed Fisherman was heading out to fish openly carrying a gun when a couple of police officers pulled him over and began to intimidate him.
What's going on, bud? Happy New Year. Going fishing right over here.
With weapons like that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's
real?
Absolutely.
Those are real?
Absolutely.
Okay, drop your fishing rod.
Hold on. Under Florida State statute.
Just drop your fishing rod.
We're gonna make sure we're safe.
We're gonna make sure we're safe.
We are safe. Hold on. You can't.
I just relax.
Hold on.
We're not saying you can't have them.
Hold on.
There is no open carry law.
There is.
There is no open.
Under Florida statute. Hey, excuse me, sir. If you
just relax,
sir. If you want to look in my backpack right now, there's the Florida statutes in my backpack.
Yeah, you can open carry with
yes.
the AR-15?
Yes, sir.
There is?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I want to see the Florida State law for that.
Hey, can you reach in my bag? Huh?
Not with the small gun.
Small and large, it doesn't matter. While I'm engaged in fishing, hunting, and camping, going to and from such an event,
really,
under Florida State Statute 790.25, Section 3, subsection H, it is completely lawful for me to do this.
To walk on the sidewalk with an AR-15
I can walk, going where I'm going to go fishing. Yes, absolutely.
Michael knew exactly what he was doing. As an activist, he knew the Florida statute that permits open carry while fishing or hunting. However, the officers clearly were not familiar with the law.
You can take the. I haven't been aggressive.
Nobody says you have.
All right.
Oh, then what are the cuffs for? What are the cuffs? What are the cuffs for?
You have an arm.
I'm not. I haven't pointed a gun at anybody.
Nobody says you did.
Then why am I in cuffs?
Just relax.
For safety.
Okay. What do you want to go?
I don't want to walk anywhere. I want to stand right here.
Okay. All right.
I do not. No. Because you have
to. Are they loaded?
The AR is not. My handgun is.
Okay.
And I do not consent. I am going to go ahead and my first, my second, my fourth, and my fifth.
You have a CCW permit?
I'm not concealing a weapon, even if I was. The statute allows me to carry
to open carry.
Absolutely. Or if I wanted, while I'm fishing, hunting, and camping, I can
carry a firearm, a sidearm,
side and long gun. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You can carry a hunting gun, but
no, it's a hunting gun.
Okay.
Yeah, but not the pistol.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
While you're
okay.
We're gonna
double check.
Everybody's gonna learn a good, valuable lesson today.
Well, that would be great.
The poor guy was handcuffed without any questioning, despite being nothing but cordial. He quickly began giving the officers a much-needed law lesson.
My first is me recording you guys.
Do you have an ID in here, sir?
No, I do not.
Just your social security number?
Just look at the Florida statute, and we can go ahead and move forward from
so you
this.
You don't have an ID.
I don't know if I have an ID on me. Okay. Normally I don't carry it because I'm not doing anything illegal. No, I do. You do not. If I'm doing something illegal, yes, I have to provide that.
That's not true.
It is 100% true.
Anytime law enforcement starts actually,
it is.
Okay. We'll go over it.
Yeah, we're gonna go over it. I would like
a lawyer.
The fisherman had a better understanding of the law than the officers. He repeatedly urged them to check the statute, but they refused to listen, continuing to bully him instead.
So right now,
you ever see any other people walk around with a gun in the state of Florida?
Yes, I have.
On their side, open like you carry?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
When?
Let's see, June 24th.
Yeah. How many people?
There were 7 people on June 24th. There was over 40 people at Miami Beach on October 28th.
Yeah, on the beach carrying an open gun.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I can show you videos of it. If you want to look at your phone, you can.
We'll double check.
It's so funny.
And if I'm wrong, I'll apologize to you.
And I promise. And I promise you will get a call. And I actually open carry right over here by your substation.
Okay.
Day in and day out. Dude.
Okay.
It's so funny like that, and it's so funny that you guys don't know your laws.
Okay.
Did you know the same Florida statute I'm talking about allows you to open carry your statute? I think it's under L.
The fisherman was stopped and harassed under the guise of officer safety. Now, it makes you wonder just how many people's rights are violated in the name of officer safety.
Why do we have a CCW? Why do we have carry concealed permit?
Because that was adopted. That was adopted in 1987.
So why do we have a CCW then?
That's only
carry and conceal in the state of Florida.
That's if I want to conceal it.
You can't open.
If I want to conceal.
They wouldn't have that law then.
But they also have another different law that clearly states the same reason you get to open carry your firearm.
No, because we're law enforcement, sir.
No, I know, and that's in the statute.
Okay.
It's in the statute.
Not for citizens.
I'm gonna, as soon as I get out of these handcuffs, I'm gonna show you the Florida statute that after I got my CCW, they handed me a pamphlet with the 790 statutes.
So you get your CCW to carry, so you get your CCW to carry concealed,
Absolutely.
but you're able to carry your gun open.
While I'm engaged in fishing, hunting, and camping.
Okay. Well, right now
I would like to get your supervisor out here.
In front of a park.
It doesn't matter. It
doesn't matter?
No, absolutely not.
Well,
City
you're
and
fishing.
I was right over there.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you video, and I've got video of me fishing from this part all the way down to Veterans Memorial Park.
When the officers realized they had no grounds to arrest him, they began making some bizarre accusation, hoping to find something to hold him accountable for.
No, I didn't.
Okay, I can smell.
I don't. Dude, now you're trying to fish, and now you're fishing.
Okay.
Dude, I haven't touched nothing, dude.
Okay.
And I can't believe you just tried to insinuate that I've been.
I can smell something.
Dude, I
can smell alcohol.
Oh, something. You guys are killing me with your freaking insinuations. And
did you find the law? What was this? Let me see. What was the state statute again?
790.25, section 3.
790.25?
Yes, and then the open carry statute is 790.053, and it does say it is not allowed. But when you look at the 790,
it says it's not allowed.
Hold on, but
now there's another statute. Okay, go ahead.
You have to read the statute.
Okay,
sir. Just like you have.
So
to read
which one says you're allowed?
790.25, section 3.
0.25, section 3.
Correct.
The cops even opened the Florida Book of Statutes, but deliberately overlooked the statute that would have required them to release him from cuffs. It is truly bizarre just how ignorant these officers acted.
Michael, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm looking at this stuff that you have, okay?
Yep.
And I'm reading it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it unfortunately ends right at the part where it discusses where you can have firearms. So is there something in here?
It doesn't, any firearm. It doesn't, statute, AR.
Is it in here, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. 790.25, section 3, subsection. You have to scroll through there. The whole statute's there, ma'am. The whole booklet. No, I have it because I have to try to show law enforcement that they're wrong.
758. Can you 10-9 that? So you do this often?
Yes.
And you come into contact with
I've got 40 videos on YouTube of me going across the state of Florida doing this.
Well, how about with law enforcement?
Yes. Miami Beach Police Department is getting sued right now.
Okay.
So, yes, because I'm being detained.
For open carry.
Correct.
Okay.
And they are being sued because it is a lawful activity while engaged in fishing, hunting, camping, going to from such an event.
Michael was being illegally detained, and to make matters even worse, the cops did something even more bizarre.
I would like to call my lawyer, please.
That's absolutely fine. I'll
right
give you a
now.
chance to do that, Michael.
Right now. As soon as I get out of this, and you can let me friggin' call my lawyer.
Absolutely, not a problem.
10-4 clear to signal 12, no tag, no 1025.
No, I do not consent, sir. Do not consent. Do not consent. If you turn that off, there's gonna be serious repercussions.
Okay.
I do not consent to you removing my camera and turning it off.
Okay.
You guys are fucking clowns.
The officers even stopped him from recording, which is yet another constitutional right of his. However, finally, when the supervisor arrived, he was about to deliver the perfect karma.
My question is, he does have the legal right to carry, okay? But we have the right to stop out, to identify and make sure it's not
middle item.
You got the information you need for an FI card?
So
make
can
sure
he
that
carry the pistol as well?
as long as he has that fishing pole in his hand and he says he's going fishing, he can carry a firearm on him.
Okay.
An open firearm?
Open carry firearm.
Yeah.
That's correct.
I knew you could do it with a rifle, but I didn't know about a pistol.
So what we're going to do is you're going to unload his ammunition out of his pistol and out of his magazine right there. Do you have a backpack?
He does.
We'll put it in his backpack. Okay, and we're going to give this stuff back to him once we make sure there's no round in the chamber of that. And then
It is so refreshing to see someone actually knowing the law and not being a hypocrite. The supervisor took no time in delivering justice and shutting down these ignorant cops.
All right, did you hear me ask the officer on the radio?
No, I haven't heard anything because I'm sitting over here with my firearms. They're unloading my firearms right now, which
Well, for our safety,
I'm not going to shoot. I'm not. Who was I? I wouldn't hurt nobody. But anyway,
We've never met you, sir.
you don't have to know who I am. As a law-abiding citizen,
You're going to be free to go on your way. Put
what was your name, sir? I understand. And I just want to let everybody know I'm Florida Carry. These guys unlawfully stopped me. They took my camera.
I'm all
turned
for
my other
carrying too,
camera.
as long as you're fishing.
This wasn't the end of it all, as the sergeant also apologized to Michael.
I've been to Fort Pierce.
How many times have you seen somebody walking around here with an AR-15?
Probably twice. And they're all
Yeah,
they're either
over the
with
past
me.
20 years.
I'm sorry that
20 years, dude.
20 years. I'm sorry.
This is the city. This is in the
1987, we used to have an open carry law here, and now Florida Carry is trying to
I'm
fight
well
for this
aware
open
of it.
carry right back.
And that's why you're being turned loose and you're on your way.
I'm on my way, but I had to be treated like a criminal in the process.
It all goes with cooperation and common
I was
sense.
I was being cooperative. I walked up, said Happy New Year to these guys, and that's it.
All right.
So as soon as you guys leave, I'll go ahead and reload my firearms so I can get on my way and go back.
Yes,
to
sir.
Thank you very much.
I thank you for your cooperation.
Yeah.
You have a safe day.
Happy New Year.
Okay.
Perfect.
Take care.
Now, you've probably seen plenty of illegal traffic stops, but the way this guy handled it will leave you stunned.
You living up here now?
I'm not answering questions.
Say again?
I'm not answering any questions.
Why don't you want to answer any questions?
Because I'm exercising my Fifth Amendment right now.
Corrupt cops have a habit of intimidating the citizens trying to get their way with them. Well, today we'll be going through these cases when these cocky cops were humbled and owned by these informed citizens. Make sure to stick around till the end, as the interaction with the last cop was epic. In April 2017, First Amendment auditor Phillip was pulled over by the police for a tint violation. Well, the cops had no clue they were about to get the beating of a lifetime.
Hey, how are you? You roll your window down a little bit more for me so I can hear you?
That should be good enough.
Can you roll the window down just a little bit more so I can hear you?
I can hear you just
I can't
fine.
hear you because of all the traffic.
I can hear you just fine. I'll speak up a little louder so you can hear me.
Speak up a little bit for me. I'm Deputy Henny, Grace County Sheriff's Office.
That's
Get your
fine.
license, get your insurance with you.
Yep. May I ask the reason for the nature of the stop?
I will after you hand me your license and insurance, okay?
The officer failed to explain the reason for the stop, and as the situation unfolded, he was about to embarrass himself further.
This side here, traffic's noise. If you're worried about the traffic, you're on the same side as the traffic noise, okay?
Guy, I can't hear you. Roll the window down just a little bit more for me, okay?
You're worried about the traffic noise. You're on the same side as the traffic over there. So I'll go ahead and get the luxury of you to put my driver's license and my insurance on this side of the window here, okay?
You want to hand me your driver's license?
No, they're right here.
Why won't you hand me your driver's license?
Because Texas law states I only have to exhibit them. I don't have to hand them over.
Well, you want to hold it out so I can get your information?
It's right here, right against the window here.
This way so I can get your information.
I don't want to have to reach over there. I don't want you to say I'm reaching for anything. I want to keep my hands where you can see them. Everything right here that you need is right against this window here. And I'm just going to remain silent for the rest of the traffic stop, okay?
Phillip made it clear how things would unfold from there. He was clearly well versed in the law and wasn't going to be intimidated by the officer.
How can I help you?
Hey, Mr. Turner, still have the same address on your license?
I'm going to remain silent.
Say again?
Going to remain silent.
All right. Do you want me to tell you why you got pulled over? Or do you want to remain silent?
I'm still waiting for the
I
explanation.
can't hear you. Speak up for me, please.
Still waiting for that explanation.
One more time.
Still waiting for that explanation.
Hey, sir, I can't hear you.
I can hear you just fine, so I'm pretty sure I can hear you.
I can't hear you because of the traffic and you got this window rolled down like 3 inches.
Yeah, sure. You can tell me why you pulled me over.
Do you want to know what the reason?
Yes, I'm still waiting.
Okay.
Well, even a fish won't get caught if it remains silent, and that's exactly what Phillip was doing here.
Hey, did you happen to see me sitting on the side of the road back there a couple miles?
No, I was just driving on the road.
Hey, when you came by in the left-hand lane, but you're following the vehicle in front of you, about probably a car length and a half back. Were you aware that you're going that close?
I have a dash cam right here.
I can't hear you.
I understand. I know how far I was away from the vehicle.
How far were you?
What's that?
How far were you from the vehicle in front of you when you came by?
I know how far away. I know how far away I was, and that's all I'm gonna say.
How far were you then?
I have it on my dash cam. That's all I'm saying.
You what?
I have it on my dash cam right here, which is recording.
All right.
And that's all I'm gonna
So
say.
you're probably like a car length and a half or so back from this person in front of you?
I'm gonna say it's on my dash cam.
It turned out Philip was pulled over for following a car too closely. The officers probably thought it would be an easy ticket, but they had no idea they were about to expose their own corruption.
It's on my dash cam.
Okay. Hey, do you know how fast you were going when you came by chance?
It's on my dash cam.
How fast were you going?
It's on my dash cam.
You don't know how fast you were going?
It's on my dash cam.
Okay. All right. Hey, when's the last time you got a ticket? Mr. Turner, when's the last time you got a ticket?
I'm remaining silent right now.
Say again?
I'm gonna remain silent.
You're gonna remain silent? Okay. All right. Hey, I'll be right back with you, okay?
After almost 3 minutes, the officer returned, this time wanting to check the tint. It seemed like they were just desperately trying to find something to use against him.
Hey, roll that window down a little bit more and I check that tint.
All right, give me 1 second.
Just a little bit more. You go ahead and put your camera up here, that's fine. Just do it a couple more inches for me, okay? There you go. Let me hold the camera so you can get the reading.
I see it 29.7.
29.7. All right. So, you live up here now? Mr. Turner, you living up here now?
I'm not answering any questions.
Say again?
I'm not answering any questions.
Why don't you want to answer any questions?
Because I'm exercising my Fifth Amendment right now.
Okay. All right. You do this all the time?
I can give you a business card after I finish.
Say again?
I said I can give you a business card after I finish.
Please? We're done.
We're done?
This is a warning for the traffic stop.
What was the What was the warning for?
What did I tell you why you recently got pulled over? For following too closely?
I'm not sure you're asking questions, so I'm not sure if that was the reason why you pulled me over.
This is the textbook way to handle police officers during a traffic stop. Shortly after, Philip was let go, but not before making sure to humiliate the cops once again.
If you have all that stuff on your dash camera, you'll know it. Okay?
Sure.
So, when you go back and look at it, you probably see my car parked on the side of the road. So you living up to this area now?
I'm not gonna answer any questions.
All right.
Can I get your business card or anything like that?
I don't have any with me. Do you have a business card? I have one of yours?
Yeah, sure. Can I get your name and badge number?
It's Hanning, number 18.
And your name and badge number?
Barker, 12.
Am I free to go or am I still being detained?
Oh, you're free to go. So where's this at?
And that's how you handle being pulled over by the police. You don't answer questions.
The auditor expertly navigated the stop, leaving the officers looking like fools in the process. Moving on, here is another instance in which a police officer was owned and set straight.
Yeah, no, there's no apology letter. I know from the Sergeant Cole should be apologizing to him.
In September of 2024, several cops from the New Jersey Police Department, including Sergeant Cole, entered the residence of a victim without a warrant and went on to assault a teenager inside. Things took a turn for the worse when, a month later, an officer showed up to the door with a bizarre request.
Hey, Miss Sanchez. Hey, how you doing? I'm here for, Sifredo.
What?
Getting a station house adjustment for what happened on Saturday. It's pretty much in lieu of criminal charges. Dude. And once he's completed with that, and writing an apology letter to Sergeant Cole.
Yeah, we don't know. When is the court date?
There's no court date, there's no charges, that's what I'm saying. It's in
Yeah,
lieu of
no,
charges.
there's no apology letter. I know community service.
Okay.
There'll be a lawyer involved in this.
Okay, so.
Sergeant Cole should be apologizing to him.
The department expected the mother and her son to apologize to Sergeant Cole and try to make him the victim, but the mother made sure to take these corrupt goons to the cleaners.
He went in the house without a warrant. Arrested my son. My son is not a criminal.
You put him in custody. He didn't arrest him.
Well, and he's charging him with...
No, I'm not right now. He's not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Still,
That's what I'm saying.
my son has scratches from handcuffs.
I understand.
My son is not a criminal. So,
Okay.
I'll grab this. What do you
Well,
want from me?
No, that's what I'm saying, in lieu of charges.
Okay.
That's what it is. You want a copy of it? And you could decide and then just let me know?
Oh, from right now, he's not doing any of this. I'm letting you know right now.
Okay. Well, yeah.
No apology letter. I'm sorry.
It's in lieu of criminal charges. That's what we do.
Well, we can take it to court if he decides that he wants to continue charges because he is not getting an apology from me or my son.
Okay.
My son did nothing wrong.
Thank you for saying that.
Shortly after, the officers left the house with their heads in their hands. As of now, the family has filed 2 separate lawsuits against the police department and Sergeant Cole. Well, if you think this was intense, these next cops stood no ground against this law-abiding dad.
So go get a warrant.
Okay, well then that's what we'll do.
You're not searching anything on this property without a warrant.
In August 2024, several York County police officers pulled over Bob's daughter and her boyfriend after someone had called 911 complaining about them pulling a gun on them during a road rage incident.
Why aren't y'all recording?
We recorded the people following.
No, you get pulled over, pull your cameras out and record them and get name and badge numbers. You know you're blocking traffic, right? You know that bus had to go in the grass to get around you, right? Which is illegal.
Get around it. Sir, you're welcome to banter, record, berate me. It's not going to change what I'm doing out here.
I don't give a fuck what you're doing. You're blocking traffic.
Okay.
I couldn't get around you, and the bus couldn't get around you.
Bob refused to be intimidated by the cops, immediately starting to record and question the legitimacy of their investigation.
Do you have a permission to search your car?
No, they don't have permission to search my car. I did nothing wrong.
They didn't see a gun. Anybody can ride down the street and say they saw a f***ing gun. You can be his little bodyguard all you want. Just stay out of my f***ing camera.
Who's the
name and badge number?
It's Sergeant Good, number 14. Are you the homeowner here?
Why does that matter?
Well, because I'm going to talk to the homeowner, see if either one can get search warrant.
They're not here.
Okay.
Sergeant Good was the one on the receiving side of things, and shortly after he expressed a desire to search the home, which Bob quickly refuted.
There's a couple people that live here.
Okay. Any adults?
Yeah, there's a few adults that live here.
Can I talk to one of them?
We're talking to one.
Okay, so you live here. Sir, I'm not your enemy. Okay, I understand you're apprehensive. You got a whole bunch of cops here and everything else. I understand that. I'm not here to bust your chops. I'm not accusing you of anything.
I don't give a f*** what you're doing.
We got a call, and they are explaining to you or no? So we got a call about a road rage incident. They gave description of the vehicle, license plate number, description of the occupants. They said somebody waved a gun at them. Okay, so it is he said, she said at this point. Okay, but we also have to look at the motivation behind that call. Okay, they did whatever.
Does it happen?
It can happen, but does it happen all the time?
So
No,
go
it
get a
doesn't.
warrant.
Okay, well then that's what we'll do.
You have to get a warrant.
Okay. All right,
You're
very
not
good.
searching anything on this property without a warrant.
What we're gonna do though in the meantime, because there's a firearm involved, alleged to be involved, is that we're gonna do a protective sweep of the residence. We can do that without a warrant. Okay, we're gonna make sure there's nobody in there with a loaded gun waiting to shoot us out the windows. Okay.
There isn't.
The officer kept mentioning a security check, but seemed unaware that such a search requires a much greater suspicion of criminal activity. Shortly after, Bob contacted a lawyer using the Attorney Shield app to handle the situation.
This is Attorney. How do I see you requested support for a traffic stop today? Is that correct?
Yeah, my daughter was pulled over, and now they want to search the house.
Hey, I'm Sergeant Good with the York County Regional Police Department. Are you his representing attorney?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So what we have is we had a road rage incident where somebody described a pistol with extended magazine was pointed at them from a vehicle that's here in the driveway. The people that are here in the driveway, the police officers got here and saw them go into the house. And we want to try to confirm whether there's somebody in the house with an extended magazine pistol that was waving it at people or not.
So, Mr. Ward, you understand that they don't have a right to search your home without a warrant, correct?
I told them they cannot enter the house without a warrant.
Well, there's a difference between entering the house and doing a protective sweep to make sure there's not somebody in there pointing a gun at me right now.
If things weren't bad enough for the sergeant, they were about to get worse. Now face someone who knew the law far better than he did.
But you understand that he doesn't have to give you permission to enter his home unless you have a warrant.
Correct. For searching it, the protective sweep, I believe there's plenty of case law saying that we can make sure there's nobody armed and dangerous in there waiting to hurt us. Again, not to search the house, but to enter it for a protective sweep.
You know, it is his private property, so unless you have a search warrant, you don't have a right to enter his home.
Okay, we might agree to disagree on that point for entry, but anyway, we'll apply for a search warrant, and as long as these people all stay out here, maybe we don't need to do a protective sweep, and we'll just apply for the search warrant. So
the attorney handled the situation expertly, leaving the sergeant at a loss for words with nothing left to say or do.
I'm trying to look for cooperation, look for a specific weapon. If it's not there, great.
Don't touch
But
me again.
if you know, if you want to talk to him, see if there's anything that he wants to do with us, great. If not, we'll just secure the way we're at now. But we're not going to let anybody go back in the residence until we have a search warrant, because very well could be weapons inside, and he's actually admitted there's other weapons inside. Okay?
Yes, sir. I just, you know, I have to protect my client's constitutional rights.
No, I get it. I totally understand. You know, one, if somebody has this weapon and they're willing to escort us to it and get it, great. You know, if
there is no weapon they're talking about in this premises.
If there is no weapon, then I understand that also. But we can't just say, you know, somebody says somebody did the same thing to you.
So anybody can call and say, hey, this guy has a gun. And you're going they're not here, so they can't say anything. They took a 911 phone call.
No, we talked to the person.
Just as the cops seemed defeated, things took another turn when Bob was informed by his daughter that there was marijuana in the trunk of the car.
So they're looking for a gun, and there is a bomb in the trunk of the car.
Okay.
I mean, they're going to get a warrant to search for a gun. So anything outside of the gun is nothing, right?
They can take it, right? That's all.
Unfortunately, if they get a warrant to search the car, I believe they can press charges for something else being found in the vehicle.
What if we just let them search it and all they find is a bomb?
It's going to be up to their discretion on whether
I will move to my shit and smash it right now. And what can they do about it?
They can charge you. All right, go ahead.
Now Bob had to take swift action and consult the attorney on how to proceed.
So yeah, if you do give them permission to search, and they find something like that, just know that it is up to their discretion whether or not they want to press charges.
I got you.
And sometimes, when you are cooperative, they might let something like that slide, but there's no guarantee. So giving up your rights in that instance, the charges.
I got you.
On the advice of the attorney, Bob permitted the officer to search the vehicle, hoping he would let go of marijuana after this nice favor.
It wasn't until whoever was parked down there seen us the whole time. We're outside.
Yeah, we kind of see him. Okay. Once I saw him get the stuff out of the car. That was for no. I never.
This stuff.
That stuff.
Okay. All right. So they did bring the fishing rod. So nobody carried something in there. We're just looking for a large pistol with an extended magazine. So that's it. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You have a card?
In my car.
You got a card?
I'll grab it for you then.
You ain't got a card? So glad I have this app now.
It's definitely a good resource.
I appreciate you guys. Look at the car. Really, no gun in it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know why the caller's adamant that she saw.
That's because we were recording them because they had a bat. They were literally waving the bat out the window. Pull over.
A bat?
Yeah.
Like a baseball?
A baseball bat, yeah.
The cops searched the vehicle for a long time and could not find any gun inside. By this time, they were sure they hadn't put the weapon on the other party.
If I was more certain that somebody could have snuck the gun into the house, we would get a search warrant for the house.
That's the only way you're entering the house.
These guys are saying, what's that?
It's the only way you're going to enter the house.
Right. No, I get that. And I'm not here to, flex on you or anything like that. Okay. But if my guys would have said, somebody carried a bag inside or something, then we would have. But under the circumstances at that point, I don't think we are gonna search the house. I don't think you saw your attorney on the phone down there. I don't think we are, since we were able to check the car. And they're pretty certain that nobody's going to done
kept an eye out until they were closer. Once we started saw you out, wow, now we better make contact.
Now it was their time to review the video footage, clearly showing the opposite party was at fault. This was enough evidence for them to call off the investigation and head back.
Exactly. We're not just harassing you guys here. We're going to be talking to them and making sure.
And the reason why there is 4 cops is that, one, this is one that we would automatically send 2 guys on. And then I'm the 5th supervisor, so I'm going to come. You know what I mean? And the other guy was semi-close at the south end of the red line, so I told him. You know what I mean? It's not that, again, whenever we have a call that involves a firearm, we have to just caution.
I'll let you go for now. If anything else happens, I'll push the button again.
Okay. Please do.
Thank you for your time.
Absolutely. You have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, too.
Moving on, this veteran auditor made sure to take these officials to the cleaners.
As you have continued to use the Constitution as a prop, as I have warned you, your time is forfeit.
When corrupt officials have unlimited authority, they make decisions that tarnish the Constitution and only end up making a joke out of themselves. Today we will be discussing cases in which dirty officers and public servants destroyed their careers in seconds. On November 25th, 2024, Attorney Joe Bassoff was addressing the council members during a public meeting when the council president made a shocking move.
The U.S. Constitution gives the public the right to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Every member of the council took a solemn oath to uphold the Constitution. I'm holding up a copy of the Constitution to remind you of that oath.
President Nitish Patel felt that displaying the Constitution was wrong, and if you think this was bad, wait till you see what he does next.
I have to ask the police to remove you. I'm sorry.
If you're going to continue interfering with the decorum of the meeting, then you should be removed.
Wait, Council President.
I'm trying to continue a statement that I have a lawful and constitutional right to make.
Officer.
Council President. We have not
You
passed
took
the ordinance here.
an oath to the U.S. Constitution, which includes
You are not recognized.
a right of free
You are.
speech.
He is in violation. He can be removed. Thank you. He is in violation. He can be removed. Thank you.
Break your oath to the Constitution. Excuse me, sir. So we are not passed the ordinance here.
Point of order.
Yes.
Okay.
I will allow Councilman Brusher to address it.
My question was, since we didn't pass the ordinance, it's
Shame on
technically
you.
not a...
Imagine being removed from a town hall just to display the Constitution. The council members should be ashamed, and after the online protest, Nitish Patel apologized. However, his apology seemed insincere, so First Amendment auditor Sean Paul Reyes decided to confront him by taking the stage.
Changing how we normally do it, because normally they come up and speak. We answer their questions, and now you're changing
That's a good
it
man
again.
right there.
You're very. If you're going to do that, I'm going to say you're inconsistent and irresponsible and reckless, and that is what has led to this meeting.
Sir, the
no,
point
that
of
was a statement. I asked you. I just said if you're going to change the meeting format again over and over, you're irresponsible and reckless.
Yeah.
Moving on to Ben Frank. Name and
Moving on to
address.
Frank Frank.
Name and address.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sean Paul
You
Reyes. I'm
recognize-
an independent journalist and constitutional activist. I came here today to speak directly to Mayor Sam Joshi. I see the mayor isn't here tonight, which is unfortunate. You think the so-called leader of the township would be here, but I guess he is hiding in shame. No worries, though. I will be sure to send him the link to this video.
Now, Sean was right on point, and he also directed his frustration towards Mayor Sam Joshi, who was accused of sexual assault and didn't even care to be present at the meeting.
So you can take a look. So I was going to say some other things. I'll get to that. Your apology was really weak. You know, it wasn't a misunderstanding. You got called out by the mainstream media for violating the First Amendment, for being unpatriotic, from trying to control people. This has nothing to do with decorum. You see all these people here today with their flags. Decorum has not been interrupted in any single way. You wanted to control, all of you want to control, most of you wanted to control what we the people do while we're standing at the podium, because it's about control, it's about power. Nothing to do with a misunderstanding, props, or anything else. What if I had a Bible in my hand? What if I had a cross in my hand?
It is great to see people still caring about the First Amendment, and it turns out they didn't only ban the Constitution, but they also banned the American flag.
So we'll let the courts decide with that. But again, I thought your apology was, lackluster to say the least. I've seen a lot of tyranny and corruption, but to ban the U.S. flag and Constitution is something I've never seen or heard of before. This is why I decided to come here tonight from Long Island, New York, and show my big, beautiful American flag. And I was told by somebody in the media that you didn't ban the flag, you just banned the waving of the flag. So I'll do that too, just in case. But, you definitely walked everything back. What's going on here in Edison is completely pathetic and tyrannical. It makes complete sense, though, seeing as your mayor, Sam Joshi, has been accused of pay-to-play corruption and sexual assault, which all of you have been made aware of and have done nothing about. My friend and fellow activist Leroy Truth is going to go into specifics on the assault allegations as he interviewed the victim of the mayor.
Sean proceeded to end his speech by uncovering more shocking facts about the corrupt mayor. He also took the president Nitish to the cleaners as he had nothing more to say.
That's how it started and what got the national media attention. But when independent journalism started to look closer, or journalists started to look closer, we found so much more. This is about ousting Mayor Sam Joshi, who is tyrannical, corrupt, and by all accounts a sexual deviant, which is why I will be supporting Councilman Richard Brescher for mayor. I have spoken to the councilman, and he has assured me that he will bring about positive change here in Edison. I look forward to him winning the election and evicting Sam Joshi. United, we the people are strong and will take back our government. Thank you for your time. Lackluster apology, do better. Thank you.
Next, activist and auditor Leroy Truth took the stand and delivered a powerful speech, this time targeting the mayor and highlighting how he had sexually assaulted a girl.
I'm Leroy Truth of Leroy Truth Investigations, and I encourage you to all subscribe to my channel, Leroy Truth Investigations, on YouTube and Facebook. Now, first of all, we're here because of this man right here, and Christo. He has been relentlessly speaking truth to corruption. So I want to acknowledge you, and that's why I'm here. That's why Long Island Audit is here, and that's why everyone is here. Thank you for what you do. Now, the flag is the least of your worries. It's the most vile thing a man can do to a woman. I am here because a woman came forward to me. She came forward to me and she had a story. I'm going to read you her story. I interviewed her yesterday along with the extraordinary Richard Brescher, councilman here, who I'm also supporting for mayor.
Leroy, deeply passionate about the issue and determined to bring justice to the victim, was ready to expose the corrupt mayor who had abused his authority.
This story is vile, and Sam Joshi, who is the coward as always, he doesn't come to these meetings, he is accused of anally raping a woman. He can't be in office for 1 second more, yet none of you, except Richard Brescher, has done an investigation as to what went on. This vile story begins during the COVID-19 lockdowns. A man in his mid-30s, the mayor of Edison, New Jersey, befriended a woman through Facebook who was 25 years his senior, old enough to be his mother. That man is called Mayor Sam Joshi. Over time, their conversations grew more frequent on Facebook, and he earned her trust. One day, Mayor Sam, during the middle of the pandemic, in the midst of the severe lockdowns, broke the law and invited the woman to his home. She declined, reminding him of the lockdowns and his responsibility as mayor to enforce them. He insisted, "It's okay, I'm the mayor."
Shockingly, Mayor Sam Joshi continues to stay in office despite this shocking claim against him. Keep watching as Leroy reveals the brutality behind it all.
Months later, he invited her again. By this point, she believed him to be a friend and had heard from others in Edison that he was gay, which is all good. Feeling no threat, she decided to accept his invitation into his home. When she arrived at his gated community condominium, Mayor Sam began making drinks for her. Different concoctions, one after another. Some tasted off. She didn't think much of it at first, but after several drinks, she began to feel extraordinarily ill. "Please don't let me die," she begged Mayor Sam Joshi. She was that ill. She was terrified. But instead of calling 911 or taking her to the emergency room, Mayor Sam Joshi did the unthinkable. As this woman lay on a bed trying to stop the room from spinning and from vomiting continuously, he raped her, according to this woman.
It's just shocking and sad to realize how this woman was sexually assaulted, and she couldn't even file a complaint due to the influential position of the mayor. This crooked system definitely needs some changing.
He treated her aggressively. This is your mayor that you love to take photo ops with and support. He ended her aggressively, she said, without her consent and with no regard for her or her condition. What kind of man does this, she thought? What kind of man raped a woman who is vomiting so violently she thinks she might die? But Governor Murphy loves Mayor Sam Joshi as well. After the assault, she expected him to show remorse, to apologize, but he did not. Determined to seek justice, she filed a police report. But instead of action, she faced a system designed to protect the powerful. And I'm ashamed of all the women on here who should absolutely have been protecting her if the men wouldn't. To the people of Edison, New Jersey and beyond, this woman's story demands action. Mayor Sam Joshi must be held accountable and must be investigated immediately upon the conclusion of this meeting. Rape a woman who is incapacitated, vomiting, and begging for her life and for help isn't just criminal, it's the behavior of a predator.
Eventually, Joe Bassoff attended the meeting and approached the president just a week after being removed from the building by the tyrant.
Address and
Joel Bassoff, Edison.
You're recognized.
So, Mr. President, I personally know what it feels like to be expelled from the municipal building. On your orders, the police removed me from the podium twice, once for referring to a copy of the Constitution that I held up in my hand, and then referring to an American flag that I held in my hand. The second time, you had the police eject me from the chamber and ask me to leave the building. Nobody who was watching the meeting on Edison TV could see what was happening because someone ordered Edison TV not to show the podium anymore. You and the mayor don't want the viewing public to get a full picture of what happens here because you feel threatened by transparency.
Now, not only should President Nitish be ashamed of removing Joe from the building, but the police officers who followed this unlawful and unconstitutional order must also learn to stand against such action.
And by the way, now that I've called your attention to that flag, I hope we still have decorum in the room, except if you do look at that flag, you're no longer focused on the speaker at the podium. So I'll hold up the flag to make it easier to get your attention. Well, here's what I'll do. I'm holding up a picture of the Great Seal of Edison, okay? It says, our motto, let there be light. That indicates that we're supposed to be enlightened here. We're supposed to shed light on things. And one of the ways of shedding light on things is broadcasting what happens at these meetings. If you don't broadcast the full extent of what goes on at this meeting, you're not letting there be light. You're casting a good portion of the township in darkness.
Bassoff made some powerful points, returning the favor to the tyrant president who had removed him earlier. Finally, before the meeting ended, the Patriots shared a beautiful moment to honor and cherish the Constitution.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming high, that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner that wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
While President Nitish was humbled and owned immediately, Mayor Sam Joshi remains untouched, and we can only hope that he gets tried for his horrible crime and that this poor woman gets the justice that she deserves. Now, moving on, we have a group of tyrants who had no clue about the First Amendment and were educated.
Private property.
That's private property. Come here.
You can't.
Come here, Sergeant.
You can't take a picture.
Come here, Sergeant. Come here.
Come here. I'm good.
What it says over here.
The outside, if you like.
What does it say?
In February of 2024, a First Amendment auditor was filming the streets when he came outside a police department and started filming some police cruisers that were parked outside of it.
Hey, what are you doing?
Who are you?
Huh?
Who are you?
I don't know. What are you doing?
You don't know who?
Are you taking close-up pictures of the inside of the car? You can't do that, okay?
Says who?
Says me.
Who are you?
I don't know.
Well then,
Hey,
get lost.
You cannot be taking pictures of the inside of these cars.
Watch me.
You cannot be taking pictures of the inside of the cars.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
You come over here all big tough guy?
Hey, you can't be taking pictures into.
Says who?
Says me. It's a police car. Okay.
And you? Who are you?
I'm a sergeant. Okay. I'm a supervisor.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And
you can't be here.
And
doing
you
that.
can get lost.
It doesn't work that way, my friend.
How does that work?
Hey.
The officers certainly had no clue about public photography, and their intimidation was about to get worse as they escalated the situation.
You're gonna get in my face like this?
Go find something else.
You think you're gonna intimidate me?
Who's intimidating you, man?
Then what's the problem?
I don't know. I'm wondering what the problem is with you.
You came over here all tough guy.
I'm wondering what the problem is with you. Because
there was no problem. What am I doing?
You can't be taking pictures inside.
Says who?
Says me.
What law?
I don't know.
Exactly. So get lost, tough guy.
That doesn't work that way.
Well, how's it gonna work? Why don't you call your bobbies over here? Why don't you call your lieutenant?
No.
Other sergeants?
You show me out in front of the precinct with
Yeah?
taking some pictures of inside of the police car.
Dumb guy.
I'll take it.
What a dumb guy. Taking pictures of the inside of the vehicles that are public property. I'm on a public sidewalk taking pictures of everything that is open, visible from my eyes, okay? Which is First Amendment protected activity, and the tough guy shows up here and tells me I can't take pictures.
Seeing the auditor having more knowledge of the law than him, the sergeant proceeded to call for backup.
Taking pictures of the inside of the car is
You too? You want to get on my case too about taking pictures?
I'll be at it.
Watson?
Did.
And you?
Did.
Edwards?
Yes.
Something like that.
Okay. What are you doing taking pictures?
What am I doing taking pictures? What's the problem taking pictures?
Of the inside of the vehicles and the computer.
What law is that? What am I breaking?
I don't know. That's called private property. You can't.
That's private property? Come here.
You can't.
Come here, Sergeant.
You can't take a picture.
Come here, Sergeant. Come here.
Come here. I'm good.
What it says over here?
The outside, if you like.
What does it say?
I don't know.
What does it say?
Tell me.
You don't know how to read? Any of you guys know how to read?
What's your goal, sir? What do you need today?
I was minding my own business. This guy comes over here, gets in my face, and gives me unlawful directives.
It is shocking that cops are not aware of public property in 2024. You wonder where these tyrants are getting their training.
Sir, can you understand why we may be...
I don't need to understand anything.
Well, I'm going to explain why he was concerned.
Why?
So we could be concerned that somebody is targeting our police vehicles or is looking inside there to see confidential information on the screen or in other things.
Okay.
So this is a reasonable...
Whose responsibility to protect confidential information? Whose responsibility?
It's reasonable
Great.
to ask.
Is it your responsibility to protect confidential information?
Sir.
Exactly. Exactly. So next time when a law-abiding citizen inspects his own property, and you're my servant, that's my property. Everything that's on you, my property, except your personal effects. Okay. This building, my property. This vehicle, my property. You all, you, every one of you work for me. I tell you what to do, I tell you how to do it, I pay your wages. That's right.
At this point, it was only the officer's stubborn egos preventing the individual from being released. The auditor was truly making a mockery of these cops.
So when you get on my case, being a law-abiding citizen, quiet, I'm not talking to you.
Okay.
Quiet. When I'm a law-abiding citizen and you get in my face and you start threatening me and you call your bobbies out here, assuming that I'm a criminal because you intend to do something against me, guess what?
What are you going to do?
You're going to get a piece of my action.
What are you going to do?
My freedom of speech.
All of us have a lot of things we need to
Get back to your job. I didn't call you. I didn't call you.
We're here until
Who called you?
are not here. So
Who
what's
called
going
you?
on? What do you want?
Who called you?
Your
Who called you?
situation, your scene, your level of engagement
Yeah?
is going to make the police be here. And I do think that's your goal. I
No.
literally think what you are doing is trying to create a scene to get police attention. To
Ask her.
record it on
Ask her.
camera,
I was walking down. I was walking on the sidewalk.
and have this
I was
interaction
walking
be
on the
useful to
sidewalk
you
very
online
quietly.
on a YouTube channel.
Whatever you think.
So whatever your
I
goals
don't care
are,
what you think.
I want you to know very clearly, sir.
Finally, after realizing that they were no match for the auditor, they decided to leave him alone as they headed back to the police station.
Here's how you can end this.
So I think that's important.
This is how you can end this.
What do you need?
Go back to your job and mind your own damn business.
You need to not point your camera inside of police vehicles and record information off of our computers.
According to whom?
Don't do it.
According to whom?
That's it.
According to whom?
Sir.
What law is that?
Okay.
What law is that? Give me an ORS code that tells me that I am not lawfully allowed to look at anything that my eyes can see on a public sidewalk.
Okay.
What law is that?
We are going to leave, and we understand that you are not going to point inside of cameras.
Unless
and
I'm
record
breaking
things
the
off
law,
computers.
you can take your orders
You stay
and
on
go to
public
hell
property.
with them.
You stay out of a roadway. You understand? You stay out of the roadway.
I'm protesting at this point, so I will stand wherever the hell I want.
Have a good day, sir.
Get lost. That's how you should have reacted in the first place.
The auditor continued recording for a few more minutes before calling it a day after teaching these tyrants a crucial lesson in law. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Today we saw corrupt and clueless police officers held accountable for their actions. These officials ruin their careers in seconds and should be called out for it. We hope that justice catches up to them and they learn a thing or two about the law and the Constitution. If you agree with me, please support us by liking this video. Also, if you enjoyed this video, watch some of the most disturbing moments that have been caught on police body cam.
There is a child. He's bleeding all over the place.